What is going on, everybody? Another day of profit. Um, Forgive me, I'm sweating balls. It's like 100 degrees down here in South Georgia, and I just went to go get some Bojangles for dinner. Before I take a little nap, I figured I'd come in here and show the morning trades that I posted this morning. It got us to 3,685. I don't think I made three six. I actually probably made a little more than 685 because I did take a loss in the overnight. Uh, so yesterday in the overnight, where did I take it? Yeah, yeah. Um, when this fell, I took a short, set my stop loss, um, and then walked away. I was targeting uh, down here around these pivot points down here. Unfortunately, it needed to do fake out breakout before getting down there. It ended up stopping me out. That was just a little bit of money. So we ended up making that back today in the New York, which is another reason why I shouldn't be trading the overnight anyway. Um, but we ended the day with around 685. I think I had 3,040, so around $640 worth of profit on the day. Um, Price didn't quite exactly do what I wanted it to do from last night. Again, my higher time frame, I'm watching the 15-minute levels. I've got a couple of 4-hour levels in here, so 15-minute levels. Um, but I have my 4-hour dealing range on, which is still valid. We still haven't broken the highs. Um, you know, I guess we could say we've got a new dealing range here. In fact, well, no, wait, let's go to the 4-hour. Duh, it's a 4-hour dealing range. All right. So we did sweep these lows. We have not yet taken the high. We're pretty darn close. So we're going to have a new dealing range here pretty soon. Um, if we look at that 15-minute pullback from this morning, yeah, that's pretty good. I like the way that looks. Got some consolidations, sweep, and back up. The reason I didn't change it when this happened is because none of these closed below um, the low that the dealing range is made off of. So we keep that on for a little while. And then we just watch 15-minute levels at dealing range levels to take our trades. So we took 3 trades this morning. I sized down a lot, uh, and I was looking for shorter trades. Did look for one long trade, didn't work out. Uh, Excuse me. Um, but then took the last one of the day. I'm happy with $600. I don't always have to make $1,000, $2,000 a day when I'm in a position in the markets where I'm just, it's not quite doing what I'm looking for it to do, right? So, what were our trades today? Well, we could have had a better trade here. Uh, okay, could have had a better trade here if I had trusted. Uh, oh, I did find out on the moving average envelope. This is a 200 moving average. Okay. Uh, and then you have your deviation bands from that at 0.23 and 0.28, negative 0.23 and negative 0.28. Um, and that gives you everything you need. So I could have trusted this holding a little bit more, especially after the 9:30 candle. Um, really closed on it, and we came above, and all we got was buy wicks every time we hit it after that. But I just waited for a little bit more confirmation to break out of this consolidation, um, and was looking at that point for a 1 minute fair value gap to be made. I didn't wait for the fair value gap, but as soon as we broke the high here is where I entered this trade. And I was just targeting up to the next deviation line. Although I was expecting yesterday, um, what I wanted to see today was a move up to um, that 25%, rebalance the order block, and then probably fall over. If we had fallen over without ever touching this fair value gap, I would have been looking to go back to the lows again. Um, but we ended up pushing up through that fair value gap, and looks like we're reaching again for the all-time high, which I think NASDAQ did break today. Uh, ES has not as of yet, so we'll have to see. But anyway, we entered the trade as soon as we broke consolidation, just trading up to the next uh, DRT level because the top of the envelope is just above that level. So I went ahead and took profits here for profitable trade. I think I was in 5 micros. I might have been in 10 off this color change off the 9. Um, but maybe not. I think I added to this trade. Um, I'll have to make, I'll have to start making notes as I'm trading. I mean, I have plenty of time. I mean, that trade took a good 15 minutes or so. They all take, you know, 15 to 20 minutes to complete, usually longer depending on the trade. So I need to make better notes on what I do. I think this one was just a straight push with 5 micros. Again, I wasn't in a real good area. We were stuck between this fair value gap, this price range, this order block, and this fair value gap were both 15-minute levels, but we had these 4-hour levels below us. Now, we did tap into that inverted. It held. We came up. We went back into the balanced price range, stopped dead on the tracks at the bottom, um, at the 21 SMA the on the 4-hour, and then just up from there. Um, Maybe looking at that, I don't think I referenced the 4-hour chart this morning. I was just strictly on the 15. Maybe if I had referenced that a little bit better, I could have got a better trade. Um, but that's fine. Made profit there. This one, as soon as we broke back below, because the top of the envelope had been holding very well right through here. And as soon as we broke below that DRT level and made that fair value gap up there, I went ahead and entered the short. Okay. Um, we pulled back to here. Now, my target on this obviously was down at the bottom of the envelope. Uh, so entered here. I ended up taking, this was, this was, oh yeah, this was a 5 micro trade. I took 3 micros off at around midline, this DRT level. I took 2 micros off, left 3 on. We came up, um, and then we had a color change right here. We broke below the body of this candle that touched the 9. I added back into the trade there 5 more, so I was in 8, but I did pull my stop down into profit, which I think was just below or just above this DRT level at these equal highs or the DRT level. And it ended up coming back and stopping me out for in profit. So we made money there. Um, Again, you know, we bounced off of the 200, came up above, and I was just watching price at this point to see what would happen. We came back down. We couldn't break the low, so we swept this swing low, but couldn't break uh, the structure swing low. So we came back up, then we kind of consolidated here, and this is when I decided that I don't think the market was going to go any lower. So I took this long as soon as we broke these consolidations here, halfway point or around there of this fair value gap. And I was just targeting, uh, at the time, I think, uh, this daily pivot point. Uh, what is that blue line? No, it's just a line. Okay, let's delete just the line. So just targeting this daily pivot. Oh shit, that was no, it wasn't. Okay, TRT levels are still there. Um, this daily pivot point, which was also right around, the high. What I was looking for, the reason I got out here is last night I said I wanted, price to come up to the 2.5, leave this fair value gap alone, and then roll over and come back and take some sell side. That didn't happen. So when we came down, um, and I took partials here, added back in on the color change, and they got stopped out profit. So watching price for a minute and thinking, well, this is making higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher, didn't make the higher high, yeah, but so I just decided to take this long. Worked out really well. Um, Never came back to my entry. Consolidated for a little while, and then we finally broke. Um, and that breaking candle there, the elephant bar, got me my profits. So just decided we were done for the day there. I wasn't sure what was going to happen here because we were still below this fair value gap. Um, so I just I went to work and just didn't really pay attention to the charts. You know, maybe could have gotten back in a long somewhere in here and taken some more profit, but really doesn't matter. Uh, yes, we grinded up all afternoon. There's a market on close order being announced. You know, yeah, I could have made a ton more money. I mean, I'm talking about 25 to 44, another 20 something points on the ES at $25 a tick or $100 a point. Um, that's $1,000, $2,000, not sure. Um, oh, sorry. Um, but it doesn't matter. I was in a position on the charts where I wasn't sure what price was going to do. I could have waited to see what it was going to do. I probably would have gotten stopped out. Um, yeah, when the 15-minute chart made this fair value gap at the midline, I probably would have been short from there and obviously would have gotten stopped out of that one. So, um, good decision just not to trade. Take the 650, $640 in profit and call it a day. We still have Thursday and maybe Friday, depending on what happens on Friday to trade. So, um, so you could call the first one a bounce off the middle. Yes, I said I wasn't going to trade the middle, but it was just too perfect. Um, and you could see that all this had started flattening out, even rising just slightly. The 200 was. Um, so good trade. Then I was looking for that actual move all the way back down, which did not happen from the top. So this was a good trade here. Again, looking for where the top of the envelope is and where the DRT levels are that coincide with that when price gets there. This was the DRT level that I was wanting to take my trade off of. We got it. We nailed it. We made profit. It didn't go where I wanted it to go, but we made profit. Seeing that that one did work when we came off the higher low and got back above the SMAs, took another one, just a short trade, not looking to make a lot of money there. Um, just getting back up to that 25 and waiting to see what happens. Um, again, we were getting close to the top there. We had a pivot point and a DRT range. I just decided to take the least profit and go flat at the pivot point instead of waiting for the DRT level. Okay. Um, so that's what I'm looking at. And this actually would have been um, a really awesome trade to take. I just now saw it. I didn't realize it happened because I was in a short. I was looking for price to go down. I forgot to look left. And what did I see to the left? The very first 1 minute fair value gap of the day, sitting right here, sitting right here. And where did we bounce off of? Right at the midline. Um, not quite, because this would be. So we rebalanced, came back, bounced right off the top, um, and then took off. Taking the trade here would have been a good. I should have realized this should have been my target. The first fair value gap of the New York session. Um, and we just took off from there. And if I had taken that trade, I may have very well uh, maybe gotten out up here, maybe not, because we made the fair value gaps through the midline, held perfectly on the retest, and we took off. So I may have actually been able to hold on to that trade all day and ended up here somewhere. Um, that would have been one of the best trades I would have ever made, but I didn't let my mind see it because I had a bias. I had a short bias at that point. So we got to remember to look for these things, right? They matter. But that's today's trades, everybody. Um, I got to deliver at midnight. I don't know when I'm going to get parked and when I'm going to get to bed, so I don't know if I'm going to be up for the open or not. Um, we'll just see. Why is that stuck there? Hmm. Oh, anyway. Um, I'll see everybody tomorrow. That's about all I got.